Welcome to another episode of Q&A with Che. Please subscribe on the Himalaya app or wherever you get your podcast from. But if you don't know about the Himalaya app and you're not using the Himalaya app, you should check it out. We got a wide range of exciting features and a new way to experience your podcast material. So subscribe to Q&A at the Himalaya app or wherever you get your podcast at. But really check out the Himalaya app. Some cool shit. Really dope features. I'm Che. I'm your podcast host. Today on the podcast, I've got some exciting young managers that have really had some controversial clients already. They've already had a real journey and they're just getting started. And so today I have Ezra and Toby from Stomp Down Entertainment on the show. Exciting episodes. Tune in. Welcome to another episode of Q&A with Che. I'm motherfucking Che. That's for the explicit version. No, welcome to an episode of Q&A with Che, and I'm your host, Che Pope. Multi-Grammy winning. I'm talking my shit today. I didn't get no sleep. I was in the studio at 5 a.m, so this is going to be a good one. I'm caffeinated. And I'm excited to have on the program. First of all, before I even get the introduction, how I was introduced to one half of this management duel. So I hear about this wonderkind, this 16-year-old kid, and I'm like, and everyone's talking about this manager kid and A&R kid, and they keep referring to him as a kid, and I'm like, well, he's doing big things, so he ain't a kid no more. But anyway, I digress, and I'm going to jump into all of that. I'd like to introduce Toby and Ezra, managers extraordinaire. Their company is Stomp Down, and we're going to get into their clients. Some of them had some some infamous press, and we'll get into various things and what they're doing and what their the amazing journey that they're on, and we're going to get into their history. Welcome, gentlemen, to Q&A with Che.
Thank you so much for having us, Che.
It's an honor, Che.
It's a pleasure to be here for sure.
All right, cool. Now, number one thing I'm gonna start is, how do you two meet? You're from Texas, right? Both of you?
Yeah, both from Texas. I'm from Houston. He's from Dallas.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, damn. That even make even more like, how did y'all meet?
Yeah, definitely.
That ain't like that's around the corner.
Yeah.
I say the way we met strictly through music and business and being from Texas.
Okay.
So at the time I was managing Tay-K. So that was my best friend growing up, and we all know who Tay-K is now. And we'll get into that later on. But how I met, so I had a partner in managing Tay. His name was Blue.
Okay.
And Blue and me were navigating everything and trying to figure out the business, but it was our first time doing it, and we never knew anybody who knew how to do it.
Okay, well, let's back up a little bit, and I'm going to ask you the same question. How'd you even start in the business?
So I started in the business probably when I was 14, because I met Tay when I had just turned 14. We went to high school together.
Okay.
And
so at 14, you're like, I want to be in the music business.
Well, not even at that point yet. At that point, it was like, all right, we're at school, and basically how I meet Tay is at my school during lunch, we would have freestyle battles, roast battles, like whatever it was, just to entertain us past lunch by.
I'm just saying that because at 14, I was just trying to get a polo rugby.
Nah, but I was trying to do that too.
Okay.
I was doing that too. But and so at the time, it was like there was this group chat on an app called Kik.
Okay.
K-I-K. It was like if you were in middle school at that time, like that.
About Kik.
That was the shit at that time.
I'm dating myself because I don't even know what Kik is. Okay.
Man, Kik was around for like 2 years, 3 years max. But it was basically like a group chat we had on Kik, and it was all the kids at school who, let's say you freestyle, let's say you're good in the roast battle, like whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was what it was. And then, so we started like our own little circle. And at the time, it was like me, Tay, our good friend Pimp, who went to a different school, a kid named Cody, a kid named Willie.
A kid named Pimp would probably go to a different school. I'm just saying. That just stood out to me.
It's Pimp. Pimp. That's what we call him. It's Jalen though.
Okay.
My good friend Jalen.
Who I know as well, young Jalen, world famous Tony Williams' son.
Oh no,
not that Jalen.
Nah. Jalen is Pimpy's. I was like, him and Tay were like running partners.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
guess you could say, in like everything that
See,
they
I
did.
I just think everybody from Texas.
Yeah,
is,
that's still the same area though.
Yeah.
That's still Arlington at the end of the day. But so we all met on a group chat called Kick, and Tay was freestyling, and he sent the freestyle on there. And we were all like, damn, like, wait, this shit is actually kind of fire. And then the kid Willie, who was also in the group chat, was like, hey, my dad's got a studio in the house. And we were like, say less. Like, that's where we're going.
Okay.
And so he had Machine, he had Pro Tools, he had everything set up, drum, beat pads, everything.
Gotcha.
And so that's when we started making music.
Okay.
And at the time, it was like, all right, we're making music, but how do we get on shows? And that was something we really didn't know. And we were like, that's an integral part of all of this.
Yeah. Now, what year is this? Just to get some timing to it.
2014, 2015.
Okay.
So,
all right, hold on. I'm going to stop you right there for a minute. Now, what are you doing 2014, 2015? How'd you get into music?
2014.
Tobe?
2014, I'm just now starting to fully start managing Maxo Cream.
Okay.
And that was my start. That's my cousin.
Okay.
So 2014, like, I was still like, he used to like, because we're Nigerian, so Nigerian is a lot about age, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because I'm his little cousin, you know, he used to try to like, little bro and be like, nah, you can be my manager, but you my assistant manager. You my role manager.
Okay.
So 2014, I was Maxwell's role manager, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your start. So you
Yeah.
started with your cousin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so in 2015, for my 15th birthday, I decided to throw a party. I found I started going to all the parties and all the shows, and I was the youngest kid there. But I started to notice it was one guy kind of behind all of them. And it was this guy named Lou. Super major shout out to Lou. He kind of...
Yeah, shout out to Lou, man.
He definitely
Shout out to
like...
Lou. I don't know you, Lou, but shout out to Lou.
So I approached him and was like, yo, I want to throw this concert for my 15th birthday. And he was like, all right, like, cool. Like, I've seen you at the shows. Like, people know you. Like, all right, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to bring Playboy Cardi. And that was for my 15th birthday. And at the time, Cardi really didn't have much.
Yeah.
And just to backdoor on this, my bad.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
All right, just to backdoor on that. Now, at this point, me and Cardi are just becoming friends.
Okay.
And Cardi didn't have much, but Cardi was living with me. Yeah, so I had a house in Houston that my mom moved to Nigeria when I was 18. So my mom left me a crib in Houston. And then
That's pretty fly.
Yeah, so I had like Cardi staying with me, and we were just doing all kind of dumb shit. So at this point, Cardi's at my crib.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
you're like, okay, I want to have Cardi at mine.
Yeah, and so I knew Ian Connor.
Okay.
How I met Ian was just like at a party. He just like grabbed me and was like, yo, you're cool. Like,
Okay.
like you know, one of those type of things. And so I'm hitting up Ian like, yo, I want to book Cardi for my birthday. I want to book Cardi for my birthday. And Ian puts me in touch with this girl named Erin. And at that time, I'm like, all right, what does it take to do a show with Cardi? And then somehow along the way, I get on the phone with Cardi. Cardi fucks with me, and he's like, I'll do the show for $1,200. And I'm like, say less. Like, okay, let's do it. And then so we booked Cardi, we booked the venue, and then just filled out the entire opening slots with everybody from Dallas. Anybody and everybody who could rap, who could sell a ticket.
And you did this for your 15th birthday.
My 15th birthday, my parents lent me. I didn't get anything for my birthday. No like gifts, no holidays before that, and they lent me $1,000. So that was my contribution to the pot. And so we just filled the lineup up with as many like people who could sell 2 tickets.
Yeah.
People
And did
who
you
could
sell tickets?
We sold out.
Okay.
Yeah, so we sold out the venue.
So you not only this is your birthday celebration, you made money.
It definitely.
You know
It was
what I
the most money I made in my life.
Okay.
To that point.
Yeah.
And so that show I had.
Young entrepreneur. Love it.
Facts.
So at that show I had Tay opening for Cardi. Like he pretty much performed just before Cardi went on. And from what I like, it's one of my like greatest memories because I just remember Cardi, Tay, me, everybody we knew. And it was just an energy in the room that to this day I probably have never seen again.
Okay.
Like it was.
I love the
unmatched.
just do it factor. I think one of the things with your generation is sometimes, like, I guess it was, coming up my age, it was different times, right? Internet, and all that stuff in terms of being able to move so spontaneously. But just the one thing I like about you guys don't wait. You don't wait for someone to like oh, okay, now you can do it. You guys just do it. And I think that's a real good lesson to, any kids,
Yeah.
like,
and it's like, if you can see it, you can do it.
yeah.
You just gotta figure it out how.
All right, now let's fast forward to how do you two meet? Do you meet at that concert?
But it's crazy because I literally didn't go to that concert.
Okay.
But Cardi left my crib to go out there. And him and Ian was like, bro, come. Because they wanted me to drive. And I'm like, nigga, I'm not driving. Because I don't got time for y'all niggas to have me driving around goddamn Dallas. We don't know where we going to stay at. You know what I'm saying? I just knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying?
So like, I see the writing on.
I'm like, nah, because I'm staying at home.
Yeah.
But then they went to that. So it's crazy that we ended up working together. That what helped him, I was still a part of some way, somehow.
Yeah.
So.
All right, now let's fast forward to how y'all met.
So we met, it was probably, I would say it was like 2 months after the race dropped for Tay.
Okay.
And it was like, as record deals were coming in, as things were moving, as we had to hire an entertainment attorney, something we didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And Blue was like, yo, we need to bring somebody in. I was like, all right, cool. Like, who are we bringing in? He was like, yo, we should bring in Maxwell's manager. His name's Toby. And so I met Toby when he came to Dallas.
Enters Toby.
Yeah, we met outside my favorite chicken spot in Arlington called Crispy's. We met right outside of there. There's no seats. There's nothing. Like, we were standing out there for probably like 2-3 hours.
Okay.
Just talking and getting to know each other.
And then you're like, okay, you know what? I need help. I got this artist.
Yeah, I mean, we basically, like, he already knew what it was coming in. Like, the story had been known.
Okay.
And it already got its publicity, and it was moving. I say it was moving at 50 miles per hour.
Yeah, it was moving quick.
But we had to move at 100 miles per hour to really take advantage of it. So that's why we approached Toby and we brought Toby in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's I know you end up having major labels working with you, right? And you're still in high school. So how do you navigate that? How do you navigate still being in high school, but also still running your business?
Oh my God.
It was tough. I'm not gonna lie, because it would literally be like I'm missing 5 calls because I'm taking an English test. Like, it was literally that, or I have to tell the teacher, like, excuse me, like, can I go to the restroom? And I don't go to the restroom. I'm right outside the door doing like 3 phone calls.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was just trying to bang everything out.
Yeah.
And so I'm navigating all this, and I'm coming to LA and to all these cities on a Friday.
Yeah. The first person who told me about you guys is Jay Grand.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So just give some backstory.
Okay.
I go way back with
That's
Jay Grant.
Yeah.
When I was at Warner, I signed an artist he had years ago called Bad Seed. Anyway, I digress. But move on with the story. So let's fast forward. So you guys joined forces. So when do you feel like you officially were like, okay, let's build a management company?
Yeah. So that started like, I'll never forget exactly when it started, because we were just like, we were doing tasting. With tasting, it was a lot that we had to do, and we learned the business quick. Even me, like I was like the best actor in the world, because I was coming to him and Blue like, yo, I know everything that I gotta know about the business, but I really ain't know shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie.
Well, fake it till you make it, right?
I was faking it till I fucking made it. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. So it's like, but at the same time, what I did know was I knew how to make sure that no one would take advantage of what I built. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that with Maxo. You know, I learned that cool in this business, like, people try to bullshit you. And then being from Texas, they look at us like we stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, down south.
Yeah. I was peeping that. You know what I'm saying? More and more, I'm just like, damn, like, cool. In Texas, we don't have no help. And they gonna try to play you out of every dollar because we're from Texas, you know? So I automatically just had this tough thing about me that I wasn't playing when it came to business. Even if I didn't know it, I just know, all right, bet, cool, you wasn't gonna play me. You know what I'm saying? So at this moment, once we come together, we're just learning so much. And then, cause the taste shit, like he said, it would move so quick. We literally saw the good and the bad of the music business in 30 seconds.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was like one clip, like, boom.
Like,
boom.
there was nothing that we didn't experience during that time.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was
now,
wild.
and I don't want to get into the specifics of the situation with that, but okay, now you're dealing with the speed and the light speed of the music industry, but then you hit with a real life situation, right? So how do you feel like, okay, life goes on and you got to do what you got to do, but this is one of your biggest clients, right?
I mean, more than my biggest client.
Best friend.
He's my best friend. Like, he's my brother growing up. Like, we still talk every day. So for me, it was very natural to be like, all right, the song's going up, the music is doing what it's supposed to do. That is going to handle itself, and we'll handle that.
Yeah.
But as far as like the lawyers, the legal trouble goes, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that he's good.
Yeah, to
Just
try to help his situation.
And regardless, he put me on a pedestal by letting me be his manager so many years ago, and us riding this
Give you that
out to the way it
opportunity,
was.
yeah.
So I'll do anything I can.
Okay. And I guess more of my question is though, like, okay, you're building a business. Now one of your top clients has got to sit down for whatever, for whatever reason, whatever situation. As a business person, now, that could have shut your whole, you could have folded camp. How do you keep going? Where do you go from there? Okay, it's like, cool. I know we got to figure this out. And what's the next steps then? You know the reality of what's going on with the situation.
I think for us, it was by that time we got introduced to all the different ways that you can make money within music. That's not just the music.
Yeah.
And it's not just live shows, nothing like that.
Yeah,
and so some
as.
of those things were like a feature. Like we did the Block Boy JB feature.
Okay.
With a record we already had, but we didn't put out. And we were able to like
Repackage
Frankenstein it
Yeah.
and put it out. But then also to like documentaries, podcasts. He's writing his book. Well, big shout out to
Shout out to
podcast.
Q&A with Shay. You can find it on the Himalaya app or wherever you get your podcast. All right, sorry.
But not really just like any media format that you can then turn into $1. You kind of have to resort to when you can no longer go to music for that money. You have to find new ways, and you have to find new ways to put out the story, new ways to package it.
Yeah, you got to innovate. You got to innovate, right?
Yeah, you got to think of whatever you can think
what
of.
did Jay-Z said when it rains, that's when the umbrellas come out.
Yeah,
that's when you brainstorm. Okay. Okay. So now you're in hustle mode. All right, keep going. What's the next artist you start working with? Like what's your focus after this situation?
So after Tay, it really became like I dedicated a lot of time strictly to Tay for a while, but I think our next artist besides that's when I started to really get heavy with Stomp Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we came up with the idea of Stomp Down because it was just like, I always knew that I wanted a company to be based out of Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I had the nucleus of the idea, like before I met Ezra, and I was just like, cool. I never knew what to call it. I went through 100 names. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, exactly. That was my next question. Literally, like, how'd you come up with the name Stomp Down?
I went through so many goddamn names. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I was just like, cool. But I do know what I wanted is to be able to, similar to the Tay situation, is to handle everything that comes through Texas and handle everything right, and being, just the building and being the community that's needed to help musicians and creatives. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, bet, cool. So I had the idea even before me and him made it official. So like I said, he's managing Tay, or we're managing Tay, I'm managing Maxo. And then eventually I was like, damn, like I want my business to be real Stomp Down. You know what I'm saying? I just kept saying to myself, because Stomp Down is like it's really like a Houston word. You know what I'm saying? Like when you a Stomp Down nigga, like you a Stomp Down, you serious about your business. Like if you Stomp Down, you stiff, like nobody gonna play with you. You know what I'm saying? So I remember I was saying it, and I was talking to Ezra and Blue at the time. I was just like, yeah, I'm trying to be, this shit gotta be Stomp Down as hell. And they were like, damn, Stomp Down sound good. I'm like, oh, it do sound good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I bet. So then from then, like, cool, that's what it's gonna be. So then at that moment, we were just like, cool. So what is Stomp Down? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, I knew I wanted to do management, but I really wanted to have a label. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, cool, well, we gonna make it a label.
So Stomp Down is management company and a label.
And a label, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a label in the management company.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things, and this is a good lesson to young people, one of the things I like, recently, maybe like 2 days ago, someone asked me, like, when I speak to artists, what's the number one thing I talk to artists about? And I said to him, collaboration. And I said, because, sometimes being an artist, you're trying to prove yourself, right? And artists, like, it's like, oh, I'm the best rapper, I'm the best singer. So sometimes they feel like they got to try to do it all themselves. So I always try to preach about collaboration. It's not like any deficiencies within in your abilities, but it's just gonna make you stronger. So now you guys have a partnership.
Yeah.
How do you guys collaborate on the business?
Yeah. So it was like a lot of trust had to happen. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of trust. Because for me and then for him, I'm older, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm 26, you know.
Yeah.
Ezra's at the time like 24, you know. So Ezra's like 17 or some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
16. And then so for me, I'm just all right, cool. Like I know that I have to trust him to help show me things that I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And then he had to trust me to lead the situation, you know, because through my experience and then through already knowing exactly what we wanted to do, I knew that, cool, like, I need somebody to help me with this, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then, so I think naturally it was just like, all right, cool, well, Ezra, you know, you are gonna really help do what you do best. And what Ezra's really best at is execution. You know what I'm saying? Like execution, running the play, and then also he's really good at creative. You know what I'm saying? And then what I'm always good at is, you know, saying this is what the play is. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we're doing, you know? And before I even bring it, if I say what's what we're doing, like it's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no really like, you know, there's no second thoughts about it as far as it's like, you know, should we do it? Like I'm coming with it already understood. Like this is what it is and this is how we're gonna do it. And then Ezra's gonna make sure it happens. You know? And that's
what
what's
it is.
working for us.
Yeah, cool. Like double head coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And in any partnership, there's got to be a lot of trust.
Okay.
That's the most important thing.
Got you. So now you build the company, right? You already got 2 clients that's moving and going on and so forth. You go through the situation. Now, I think resilience and, you know, and perseverance in this business, especially with all the ups and downs and with all the snakes, all the shit you're already encountering. That's one of the things you got to have in this business. So now you're hitting a rocky path in Buffalo. And then you innovate, right? You innovate, you find new ways to make money. So how do you go out and find new artists now? What's your strategy?
For us, we don't bite into antics. We let our ears and like the true passion guide us to where we're going. Like the artists that we have on Stomp Down right now, they're not artists.
Let's list the roster real quick. Let's give a shout out to the roster.
Yeah, let's do that. So we have D Flowers, you know, out of Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Represents poverty, the pain, the passion.
Out of Ailey, Texas, to be exact. You know.
Represents the poverty, the pain, and the passion. Oh, I love that.
That's D Flowers
Okay.
right there.
That's his whole slogan. That's his thing.
All right.
Yeah. Then we have Reggie, a.k.a. Reginald Helms Jr.
Yeah.
Reginald is the best artist that I've ever seen in my life. And I think that he's going to change music. And I think that from what I learned from him, I would say between Reginald and D Flowers, they're the rocks that this company will be built on, you know? Like,
shout out to Reggie.
Yeah.
He's the truth. I do know about Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie.
I've had the pleasure of being in the studio with young Reg.
Nah, Reggie's different.
He's like a young 3000. I was telling him earlier. He's a beast.
Man. And even things like Reggie and D Flowers. So I already had Reggie and D Flowers with me before we made this official. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time I got Maxo, I started managing Maxo officially like end of 2014, early 2015. You know what I'm saying? And then I met Ezra like, what was that, 2017?
2017, 2016.
All right, cool. So I meet Reggie like end of 2014, end of 2015. So I'm just not starting to manage Maxo. But I'm still like, damn, I want to do more. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, Maxo shit, you barely even let me manage you, but I know I just want to get another artist just to have one. So me and Reggie get cool, and then I've been knowing him because he's been doing music. So eventually, I stopped hearing this music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, I started asking my friends because we're all from the same community. I'm like, yo, what happened to Reggie? And they're like, man, he chilling, but shit, I can link you with him. I'm like, hell yeah, he was cold. Yeah. And then when we meet, he started showing me different music he was doing. Like, 'cause when I met him, he was straight spitting like on some like Kendrick, Andre shit. That's what everybody was saying. Everybody was like, this is new Andre. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he was like straight spitting, no melody. And when I meet him, he's singing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn, this is crazy. So I'm like, yo, you with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what with me means. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just not started managing Max. He not even paying me, like, but shit, you with me. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, whatever that means, you with me.
Yo, we locked in. You know, so at this moment, you know, I moved Reggie with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I call them magic moments.
Yeah.
Those are moments where like, okay.
Yeah, man, it was fire. It was a no-brainer. Yeah. Everybody thought I was crazy. Like, Maxo, you know, cause we're family, so everything I do business-wise, it's not like, oh, you take a time away from me. It's always just like, bro, what are you doing? Like, you barely can manage me. How you gonna manage somebody else? So like, all my friends, they're just like, bro, how you gonna manage somebody else? You just not with Max. So I'm like, bro, I don't know how, but he with me. So boom, he in the crib with me, and I meet D Flowers. You know what I'm saying? Similar, I see D Flowers. He's rapping us out of a Maxwell show. You know what I'm saying? He's just spitting crazy, and D Flowers is already. He was close to Maxwell on some street shit, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause like I said, we all from A-Leaf.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, he could spit, you know what I'm saying? So I took D Flowers like, bro, you with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know what that shit means either, you know what I'm saying? But you with me.
Yeah.
And then so at this moment, I already got Reg and D Flowers already with me, following my lead, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm still maneuvering with Maxwell, because what I see is like, man, cool. Maxwell shit is moving, it's hot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but everything that I could do to help you guys, I'm gonna have to learn with Maxwell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at this moment, whenever we officially decide to do the Stomp Down thing together, I already have like, you know, what I consider the rocks of the company with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So at that moment, we're like, all right, cool. It took us a while to figure out how I'm gonna integrate this shit that I've been building. You know what I'm saying? And how you could come in. You know,
Yep.
And it took me a while to trust with that, because like I said, these are like my two children, like my brothers, my children, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
these are- you guys been
it's
grinding
soul ties.
together,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, how can I'm real sensitive about them, because I'm just like, damn, man, like, I always saw y'all as the future to everything that I want to do for music. Not even just for myself, but for music, I know it's off of you two guys. Now, Ezra, make sure you do right by this shit, because, like, this shit is what's going to make our dream come true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, at that moment, when we finally integrated to do it properly, like I said, it was just magical, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
So
been magical.
We got Reggie, you got D Flowers. Those are the two?
Those are the two on the label side, yeah.
Okay.
And on management, we got Maxo,
Yep.
Tay, a punk band called Fade 'Em All.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. The
But you know, I know I'm up on them.
whole
Yeah,
new
they
wave.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're gonna
crazy.
go
Stay
stupid.
crazy.
Okay.
And we just manage them. You know what I'm saying?
And then I manage it as well on the side, and Toby helps me with Jay Worthy as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's crazy. Yeah. And also, it took us a while to narrow shit down like this, actually, too, because for a little minute, like, we were doing a lot of shit, you know, and we weren't really focusing on it, but we were just, at this point, we just started doing shit just to do shit, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel like you were too scattered then?
Yeah, way too scattered.
Yeah, we were spread thin.
Yeah, it was wild. And we didn't even like have everything set up properly to even like handle things right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
One of the things I know from, you know, building a startup now that I'm doing and meeting with all the VCs and the money people and this and that, and the one thing they always emphasize is focus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they actually took my original idea and just stripped it down
yeah.
to a very like, you know, singular focus.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that makes sense. That you know what I mean. I think that allows you to be more effective.
Yeah, we had to go through that.
Yeah, it took us.
But you got to go through it, right?
Yeah,
you got to learn.
it took us like 2 years, I would say.
Yeah.
Like 2 years to really be like, all right, we tried this and balancing this, and it didn't work. So now we're like really hitting the ground as far as like we know every day what our role is. We know what we have to do, what we got to execute.
Okay. And then when did you decide to relocate? Because you guys are Texas boys now in
Yeah,
LA.
we live in LA.
You live in LA.
Nah, yeah.
Did you feel like the business dictated that? Or
Definitely.
It was okay.
Definitely. I think the business dictated a lot of it, because even in Texas, there's a lot of respect you can get in Texas, but it's not until you kind of leave, prove your ground, and then come back. That's when you get your true, like, that's when you get your stripes.
Okay.
Like, at least that's how it is in Dallas. I'm not so sure about Houston. But in Dallas, if you're stuck in Dallas, you're stuck in Dallas.
Yeah. Okay. So fast forward, you moved to LA, you set up shop. Did you set up offices? How you doing it?
Oh, we work 100% out of the crib.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got
The
that.
crib is the office. That's
Exactly.
Keep the overhead.
We got whiteboards. We got the whole thing going.
Yeah.
It's just all in the crib, all in the
Okay.
living room.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good. That's good use of the overhead.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we're making sure. And the way that shit happened was we were just like visiting LA a lot. You know what I'm saying? We kept flying to LA for meetings and flying to LA for sessions for other artists. And then at this point, like, I was managing hella artists, and then he was doing a lot of A&R, and, you know, so which is how you guys met. And at this point, we're just like coming together. We're getting Airbnbs, we're getting hotels, and we're spending mad money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the amount of money we're spending, because then the kind of hotels that we were staying at, like, our taste level was just fucked. So, like, we couldn't, it wasn't like we were staying in some Motel 6, you know what I'm saying? Like, places we spent some real bread in, so I'm just like, yo, we gotta get a crib.
Yeah.
Like, this is the only way it's gonna make sense, you know what I'm saying? So that's the main reason why it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So now 2020, what's the future? What's the business like? You know, like, how do you grow this business?
So
What's the
2020,
plan?
I say 2020 is really the introduction of Stomp Down.
Mm-hmm.
So that includes our first projects coming out from D Flowers.
Okay.
So D Flowers has his first project coming out. We actually just dropped D Flowers' single "Sweat My Eyes" yesterday, which is actually
that shit is crazy.
All right, let's shout that out.
Yeah, it's
Single
beautiful,
just dropped.
Real
D
beautiful
Flowers.
music.
D
man.
Flowers, "Sweat My Eyes."
Real beautiful music.
Out now.
Go check that out. Wherever you listen to your music at, it's there.
Sicker than
Stomp Down
Corona, man.
Entertainment.
Sicker than
Come on.
Corona, man. I'm trying to tell you, dog. It's
All right.
beautiful, dog.
That's beautiful. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
So this is really the year where you really announce how you're going to do some marketing for the company. How are you going to expose Stomp Down, or are you just going to focus on really
Nah,
marketing?
it's
the artist?
both. It's both. So for us, it's like the way I look at it is like Apple. You know what I'm saying? So you got Apple, right? You know what Apple is, but you also know what the iPhone is. You know what each product Apple does, and then you know, all right, bet, cool. The product can hold its own, but Apple gonna hold its own too. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why I look at Stomp Down. You know, like cool. So you know what our artists are gonna do. You know the polish. You know what you're supposed to hear. You know the respect they're gonna have, the way they carry themselves. That's all a Stomp Down thing. But then you also know that Stomp Down itself is is an institution that breeds that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I want the world to know. So
Okay, yeah, because I think that's important to like, if you think of the TDs of the world, there's a certain, top presents a certain integrity level and quality level.
Facts.
And so that way, to me alone, if a TDE thing comes out, you're gonna check it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just based on who Top is and the products he's put out in terms of the artists that he's put out. Yeah. So I think that's important to really, brand Stomp Down in that way.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, no, that's definitely very important to us.
I look at you two as like just tremendous young entrepreneurs. That's one of the reasons I wanted y'all as guests. So
thank you, man.
And I'm really watching what you're doing. But I like how y'all move around and navigate because, and the reason I say that is a lot of young people in this game can get, once they get a taste of the game, it's like the venom, it's like the snake poison. You know what I mean? And you move and they just learn they move wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They just move and they just, they become slitherers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been able to see you guys move, but maintain the integrity level. And that's what's been very impressive to me. And that's the difference in terms of the type of, people that I want on the program.
Yeah.
I want the information, but I want people that can move throughout this industry with a certain level of integrity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so on and so forth.
What I'll be able to credit that to is really who you look to for advice, who inspires you, like who are your like role models, who's your mentor, because that is what you learn the game from. That's who you get the game from.
I mean, you're 18, 19, you're in there with Kanye, you're 24, 25, you're in there with Rocky, you know what I mean? What jewels do you, all right, let's back up a little bit. Do you feel like you've learned some jewels from being around that situation?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll ask you first.
Yeah.
What do you think you from being a part of that, watching, learning?
Being part of being cool with Flacco, or
let's talk about Flacco first.
Yeah, definitely. That's like a big brother of mine. So everything that I learned while working with him, or even just us being friends, like it's like, damn, I know exactly what I want to do. And it's like for me and Rocky, it's like some of his business and some of his lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm with Rocky and I'm seeing things differently. Because Rocky's like me, he likes finding things. You know what I'm saying? And me, I aspire for finding things. But
I think that's just I can't speak for all black people, but I think that's black people in general because the majority of us didn't have that much growing up.
Facts.
So you just
and that's
like nice shit.
And that's all he, that's his whole aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? He's ghetto fabulous to a T, and I love ghetto fabulous shit.
Yeah.
So
that's Harlem.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So with Rocky, I learned this, and this is how to carry myself, and how to blend in so many worlds. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have someone like Rocky, Rocky can, he could be good. Fashion's a very, that's an institution that will precede us and will be there after we're gone. And a lot of those same things that have been in fashion will always be in fashion. Yeah. So Rocky to be able to maneuver fashion and be in that way, and then be able to maneuver hip hop, and then be able to maneuver all music. You know what I'm saying? I aspire. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah. I want to be able to walk in all walks of life. I want my artists to do the same thing, So it's just seeing the way he's able to be so versatile as a person and as a businessman, like, I learned from that quick.
Yeah, someone, I did an interview before, someone referred to me as a hip hop producer, and I had to think about it for a minute. I was like, Yeah, I mean, I do hip hop,
Yeah.
but you know, I don't want to be the hip hop producer. I want to be a producer. I want to be a songwriter. I do pop. I do K-pop. I do this and that. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know, I thought about it, and I felt like almost the way Tyler referred to the Grammys. You know what I mean? I felt like the same way. I'm like, is that a little, you know, sneak this kind of, you know what I mean? Like the hip hop producer, you know what I mean? And I get it, you know, I mean, you know, I'm black, I got tattoos, you know what I'm saying? So, but I agree with that answer. I think, you know, this music is universal.
Yeah.
You know, the culture is universal. I had to do an interview earlier today with a woman from China in a China press company, and they asked me about hip hop and fashion, and I said, well, hip hop is fashion to me. You know what I mean? I said the boundaries and the barriers and all that stuff from streetwear and all this, you know, it's all one thing now. You know what I mean? Virgil being, you know, at Louis Vuitton, and you know, it's just infiltrated. We just infiltrated everything.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hip hop is high fashion now. Hip hop is this, hip hop is that, you know. And then going back to you, what do you feel like the wild world of Kanye West that you got to be a part of, you know, be a witness of, conversations. What do you feel like you learned from that? Because I definitely, you know, my 7 years with Kanye, you know, and I'm older than Kanye. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
No, definitely. In my short time, I learned a lot as well. And I think one of the biggest things that I took with me was the freedom of everything and being able to learning how to make a record. Because when we were making them, like with Tay and shit, it was like us just fucking around. But this taught you how to make a record, but then also how to pull inspiration from other things and be like, oh, this is cool and this is cool. What happens if we put them together?
Yeah,
and
that's a good point.
Yeah, and really, like, I'd never really seen it before. And especially when you see it to that scale, you're like, oh, this is...
Yeah.
You can do it like
why
this.
doesn't everybody do this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be just one mind.
Yeah.
And I think that taught me in that, but then I also carried it through business. Like, to me, partnerships and alliances are like some of the strongest things that you can have. And I think Kanye taught me a lot about that. Okay. Just because all the different people he brings in for this and for this, because your brain doesn't have it all.
Yeah. It's just that goes back to that collaboration. Yep.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the biggest things I learned and I had learned it even before Kanye. I saw it with, you know, working with Dre. Dre did the same thing. So a Dre record is made up of many talented individuals contributing, you know, and I saw it, you know, studying Quincy Jones, you know, so same thing. But you made a good point with Kanye and maybe because prior to Kanye, I was much more focused on just music solely. I think in Kanye world, I started getting my, you know, more and more my business hat on. And you're right. I started seeing like, wow, you can apply this to business. Yeah. What happens if you apply this?
Exactly. Like what you just learned in the studio and how you maneuver in the studio, you can do that in business too. It's the same thing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And if you bring in the collaborators and the talents and the brilliant minds just like that, exactly. All right. I think y'all have an amazing future ahead of you.
Thank
the journey's gonna stay exciting.
So much.
We're trying to do much.
You know what
man.
I mean? Shout out to Stomp Down Entertainment. I can imagine we're gonna be having this conversation next on your yacht. You know what I mean?
That's what I hope it is.
I just want to make sure I got my ticket. You know what I mean? And I'm always on the yacht.
No, we're trying to do a lot, man. And thank you for having us. And I think this is important for us to do because, you know, like Ezra says, you got to see something and really know what you want. And we're really big on manifestation. Like, I know that I want us to be one of the biggest labels to come out of this. You know,
yeah, I can't wait to see the concerts. You know what I mean?
You know, we're trying to change it.
Yeah,
you know,
I can't wait till I'm seeing y'all at the concerts. You know
yeah,
I'm just trying to get I'm trying to get the merch. You know, I'm sitting there fight. I'm one of the parents fighting to try to get merch. A little hoodie for my, my grown ass kids. You know,
the Stomp Down reunion tour with Toby in a shiny leather jacket.
You know what I mean?
Never happening. But it's gonna be.
You know what I mean?
I'm just fucking around.
And no need for reunion because we gonna be here. Like, man, honestly, like this is crazy because I feel like Ezra is gonna be one of the best to do it, and I know that I want to be one of the best to do it, and we're gonna create hella superstars to make really good music, man. Like, man, what dog? Like, that's all we talk about nonstop. Like, you know,
you got that passion, you got that hunger. You know what I mean?
Got to, bro.
So, I always ask this question. It's almost like a Q&A staple.
Yeah.
In your case, you're the same age as normally I would ask the question. So normally I'd say, what advice would you give your younger self? But you are your younger self. So what advice would you give yourself? You know, knowing sort of your journey thus far and the trials and tribulations you've had and the lessons you've learned, what advice would you give your younger selves?
Hold yourself with respect. Hold yourself with a lot of respect. And also always know what you want out of a situation. There's no room in this life for confusion. But there's certain things that you're not going to know, but whenever you want to make a move for yourself, you know what the hell it is you want out of it.
That's a good piece of advice. I got to write that one down. You know what I'm saying? When I go into my next deal, you know what I'm saying? You know, I want that milli. You know what I'm saying? High studio. No. All right. Same question to you.
For me, I would say the number one thing is to stay grounded.
Okay.
Because I feel like that was something that I lost track of at a certain point, and something that I've since changed. But as I was coming up, my head was getting bigger also.
Yeah.
Because I was the only kid my age doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's
natural.
always somebody younger.
Yeah.
There's always somebody better. And so
Right.
for me, it's staying grounded to myself, knowing what my abilities are, knowing what I need to improve on, and not just saying that I need to improve on it, but actually
Right.
going out the way and improving on it.
Okay. Yeah. I think self-evaluation is been my life journey, meaning stay hungry, stay learning, but also same thing, understanding my deficiencies. So how to either I bring in people to help overcome my deficiencies, or I learn, stay learning to overcome. So I think that's a good point. That's one of my major points in life as well.
That's been the main thing really on my mind. It's like stay grounded, stay focused on the work.
All right, so I'm gonna shout out D Flowers single one more time. Stomp Down Entertainment.
Shout out D Flowers. Shout out
Gotta
Reggie.
shout out. I gotta shout out Reginald.
I gotta
Helms.
give major respect and shout out to Thume.
Oh yeah, shout out to
Thume, you gonna watch this? Major shout out and respect to you.
Shout out to
bro.
Thume, man. That's my
Genius
best friend.
mind.
He's really one of the ones that gave me the whole blueprint of where I want to be the next 20 years. So,
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Shout out Maxo Cream.
Yeah, shout out Master Cream. We gotta shout out
Tay-K.
We gotta shout out Tay-K. You know, hold your
Tay.
head.
Shout out Blue.
You know
what I mean? Hanging
Free
there.
Tay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shout out Faye Lamar. Shout out Isaiah. Shout out Oscar. Shout out Cannon. Shout out all y'all boys, man.
That's right.
Shout out everybody we met
Yeah.
along the way. We
Yes.
learned a lot from y'all.
All right.
Yeah, shout out our lawyers though. We got some good ass. Yeah, shout out all our lawyers that we use that helped us along this way. Shout out to y'all. Shout
You know
out-
what? That's not enough people shout out their lawyers. You know what? Shout out Angela Rogers. Shout out. You know what I mean?
I would say
that's a good one.
that's
It's a good one. I need
that
to
might
shout
be-
the lawyers out.
that
you know
might
what I
be
mean?
my number one thing.
I
Make
learned-
sure you get a good lawyer
Oh, yeah.
that's on your
Facts.
side,
Oh,
that's
God.
got your back.
Yeah.
Because-
shout out Theo Saddlemeyer.
Yeah, shout
taught
out
me.
Theo
He
Saddlemeyer.
taught me a lot about this business. Shout out Michael Guido.
Shout out Michael Guido.
Shout out Peter
Big shout out.
Paterno. Shout out Angela Rogers. You know,
Shout out
my
Nicole.
lawyer.
Shout out
Nicole, I know you at
Squareso.
Interscope.
Yes.
Yeah. Shout out Nicole. What
Shout
up?
out Nicole.
Shout out Heath Cudler.
This is a new one. You know what I mean? We
Shout
ain't
out-
never shouted out
Yeah,
the
we
lawyers.
shout out the lawyers. Shout out to
Yeah.
their paralegals.
That's right. You know what I mean?
Shout out to all y'all.
You know what I mean? Shout out the business managers, the
Facts.
ones who watch the money.
Mm-hmm. The good
And keep
ones.
the
though.
money right. The
Not
good
the
ones.
trash ones, though. The
Yeah,
trash
no
ones.
more
We
trash
got some
ones. I
words for
had
you.
way too many bad ones in my day.
Y'all
You know what I mean?
motherfuckers.
Y'all motherfuckers know who you are. On that note, thank you guys for coming.
It's love.
This
Thank you
was
so
a-
much, man.
This was a fun and exciting episode
Yeah,
of Q&A
man.
with Chad. I love it.
We're gonna do one more in 5 years. In
You know
5
what
years,
I
we're
mean?
gonna do.
Yeah, you
another
got,
one.
yeah,
Hell
exactly. We talk about the journey, you know what I mean? Because the
Nah,
journey don't
definitely.
stop.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
And thank you, honestly, like on air, thank you for always giving us great advice. And I feel like, the universe is weird because we always find each other in random places. Like we were in Berlin.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But
exactly.
that's
But
thank you
that's
for
his
that
music
energy.
journey. You know what I mean? That's his
thank
music
you.
journey. It
Yeah.
takes us all over the world, man.
Appreciate you
You know what I
guiding
mean?
us.
Stay hungry, stay focused.
Yes, sir.
All right?
All right.
Q&A with
Appreciate
Che,
it.
we out.
Okay.
Subscribe to Q&A with Che, Himalaya app,
Subscribe, comment, like below.
you know what I mean? Or wherever you get your podcast at, we everywhere. You know what I mean? We like them, little bugs that crawl around in the crevices. We everywhere.